During our stay in Delhi, we wanted to explore the extensive history of Delhi along with our regular food walks. Hence, we decided to visit one of the oldest forts in Delhi, the Qila or Purana Qila as they say. Hello everybody, welcome to our channel Bong Foodies. Built on the banks of river Jamuna, this fort is actually said to be located on the sites of the ancient city of Indraprastha, the capital city of Pandavas. It was built by the second Mughal emperor Humayun and Sultan Sher Shah Suri. Humayun started building the Purana Qila in 1533 as a part of his new fortified city named Deenpana or the Sanctuary of Faith. Suri defeated Humayun in 1540 and captured the fort. He raised the citadel of Purana Qila with an extensive city area sprawling around it. It seems that the Purana Qila was still incomplete at Sher Shah's death in 1545 and was perhaps completed by Humayun. The architectural style of Purana Qila very beautifully depicts the Mughal era. The Purana Qila fort complex, as it stands today, is a conglomerate of various structures that lie scattered over an area of more than 300 acres. It was surrounded by a wide moat that was linked to the river Jamuna, the waters of which once lapped against the eastern walls of the fort. The fort has three huge gates: the Humayun Darwaza, the Bada Darwaza, and the Talaki Darwaza. The gates are built in red sandstone. The Bada Darwaza, as the name says, acts as the main and only point of entry to the fort today. It is a robust structure flanked by two massive bastions. The Humayun Darwaza is the southern entry to the fort complex. This gateway is divided into two stories with a high arch in the middle. The third gateway, the Talaki Darwaza or the Forbidden Gate, is located on the northern side of the complex. The name Talaki is an intriguing one and has several interesting stories attached to it. One of the legend narrates the story of a queen who had vowed to keep the gate closed till her husband returned victorious from battle. The king, however, was killed, and the gate is said to have remained shut ever since. The gateway has two entrances, upper and lower. While the upper and more ornamental one served as the main entrance, the lower one once open at the level of the moat. A prominent structure of the Purana Qila is the Qila-e-Kuhna Masjid, built by Sher Shah in 1542. masjid is an aesthetic structure that reflects a transitional stage between the architecture of the Lodhis and the Mughals. The Qila is a rectangular dome structure built in grey quartzite with profuse use of red and yellow sandstone. Throughout the masjid, one can witness a harmonious blend of Islamic architecture that originated in West and Central Asia and an indigenous Hindu stylish motifs such as the kalash and the lotus, etc. Another prominent structure inside the Purana Qila is the Sher Mandal, built by Sher Shah. The Sher Mandal is a compact octagonal structure built in red sandstone and sparingly decorated with white and black marble inlay. Emperor Humayun, who had converted this building to a library, had a fatal fall on the steps of this very structure. Close to the Sher Mandal lies a Bauli or a step well. The Bauli consists of a long flight of stairs interrupted by landings that lead to the water level. This structure is an interesting example of how water supply was managed during the medieval times. Another structure is the hammam or the bathhouse. Flights of narrow and steep steps lead to this closed underground chamber wherein one can still see the terracotta pipes and chutes that enable the supply of water. During the Second World War, the premises of the fort also served as an internment camp for the Japanese civilians of British India. Again, during the partition of India in 1947, hundreds of refugees are said to have camped at the Purana Qila for several months. Now, there are two museums housed inside the Purana Qila. The first exhibits artifacts related to the history of Delhi in general, along with finds from the various excavations conducted at the Purana Qila. The second museum is unique and is Delhi's only gallery that displays stolen and lost antiquities of Indian history retrieved by various law enforcement agencies. The only zoological garden of the capital is also situated outside the Qila premises. However, due to time constraint, we could not visit the zoo. Visiting Purana Qila made us go back to the pages of history and reminisce the glory of the past. The Qila stands as almighty as ever with its grandeur even after centuries. So, now we bid you goodbye with a promise to be back with one more interesting video. Till then, stay tuned. Alvida dosto.